things of this news conference. We'll have a short statement from Coach Thompson, then we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes only for the first part, and then we'll get to Coach Thompson again. So, Butch, give us an overview.
Yeah, just a disappointing effort for us because we just come in here with so many high hopes. Absolutely, the difference in the ball game was Dylan, the starting pitcher. Thought Joseph, Ole Miss did a good job of putting a couple of left-handed hitters in the lineup. I know Graham's 3-run homer, the first 3 runs of the game were 2 outs and nobody on. So kind of unfortunate there. They had some balls fall in. We never could garner any offense, and I thought Joseph had some sideways movement instead of some true sink. He showed flashes. I hadn't seen a box here. He did have 7 strikeouts, but nonetheless, sometimes he didn't get consistent sink on the baseball. Was a different. It's a game of inches sometimes with the sinker ball guys. Foster came out. He was sick, maybe even dehydrated in the ball game, and came out. Farquhar came in, got a double, did a nice job, and Carson Skipper's at the table for a reason. He did an excellent job. Bobby got our first RBI in the ball game, but Dylan just set a slider beneath us and a fastball above us, and didn't trick us too much. It just we could not evaluate the strike zone with him on the mound, and shortened the game for their bullpen to do a nice job and get to the finish line.
Okay, we'll have questions for the student athletes first, and again, raise your hand. We'll get a hand mic to you and give us your name and affiliation. We'll start right back here.
Jason Caldwell, Auburn 247. Bobby, just talk a little about DeLucia. You guys saw him a little bit early in the season. What would he have going today?
I mean, really, I think the biggest thing was a lot of first pitch strikes, not necessarily with fastballs, but with off speed. He was just kind of putting it where he wanted to today.
Okay, right here in the middle.
Brian Stoltz, Auburn Rivals. Carson, can you talk about their 2-out hitting? It kind of seemed like 4 out of their 5 runs came with 2 outs, and kind of how they put that together.
It kind of all falls back on us, not executing pitches like we need to. A lot of their hits were just pitches that we left up and met their barrels with. It wasn't really. They're a good offensive team, but at the same time, we got to execute pitches the way we need to, and that eliminates that if we do.
Okay, next question. Here in the back. Okay, Jason again.
Jason again, Bobby. I guess for both guys, you guys have been in these situations before. Regroup. Just kind of the mindset now for you guys as you have to come back on Monday.
Carson Stark, please.
Just go back to the hotel, everybody reset, and just reset, really. Just get back to what we do. Today wasn't really a true testimony to who we are, and, Monday is going to be a different story.
Bobby?
Yeah, really, it's just kind of how the whole year's been, too. We've battled back a lot, and one loss isn't going to kill us, and we're going to come back Monday fighting. I know for sure we're a team that's going to fight every game, no matter what. If we're down 5, if we're up 10, whatever it is, we're going to fight. So I can promise you we're going to come out Monday fighting.
Okay, you're in the back.
Bobby, a lot of SEC teams in this College World Series. However, you're going to face a Stanford team you guys haven't seen out in the West Coast, number 2 team in the country for a reason. Have you had a chance to watch them play at all this year? And what kind of pitching challenges that they'll propose to you guys?
Really just a little bit right before our games and stuff in the postseason. We've been able to watch them a little bit, but, really we haven't been able to scout them at all or do anything like that. Just kind of watching little bits and pieces of games, but really don't know a whole lot about them.
Okay. Here, remember name and affiliation, please.
Andrew Stefaniak with AuburnDaily.com. You as a team, you all have battled adversity all year and been able to get back up when you've been knocked down. How do you think that will help you all going into this game against Stanford on Monday?
The league we play in is one of the top leagues in the country. Every for 10 weekends straight, it was going through a gauntlet, and so you're going to lose a game here, you're going to lose a game there, but it's how you respond and bounce back to it that really defines who you are.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that real quick. Just being picked last in the West start of the year and being here now, it just shows kind of nobody's really believed in us. Nobody's believed in us on this side of our bracket. Nobody picked us to win, and that's okay with us because we believe in ourselves. We believe that we're going to win even after one loss. We're going to regroup and come back.
Okay, that'll do it for the players. Thank you, guys. Remind you that the locker room is closed, and if you have any other further requests, George, you can help them with it, so you guys can go. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you Monday. Okay, questions now for Butch. Again, raise your hand. Over here.
Mitch Kutcher, CWS 247. Coach, you guys seem to be running into walls all over the field, trying to make plays in the field. What's it mean to you when you guys are showing effort? When your guys are showing effort like that?
Appreciate the question. I think of Brody Moore and Bellows running all over the place out there. That just lets the coach know that your guys are engaged and they're fighting for inches. I absolutely tipped my hat. I was wanting Joseph to, be coming in here second, talking about he just pitched that great. It just happened to be on the other side today. But the effort, they walk by me after they score a run or after they get out or whatever happens. These guys are engaged and giving it everything they got. Another stat I look here was just no walks. They didn't walk us. They didn't create any offense. That's 3 games in a row where we just haven't. We really, we won the 3rd game of the Super Region with 3 hits. That's the 3rd game in a row where we just couldn't get a leadoff man on to ever start creating an inning. And really those 4th and 5th runs for Ole Miss, that was 2 guys on, with nobody out. And I thought when Rambush had that 5-3 unassisted double play and then got 2 outs, so that they wound up getting a 5th run there. It was big, but the effort I know is engaged, and what you mentioned is the reason how we know that our guys are playing as hard as they can by seeing how they're flying around the field with their body.
Okay, Brian.
Brian Stoltz, Auburn Rivals. Kind of the same question I asked Skipper. What did you see on those pitches that they kind of took advantage of with 2 outs, especially in the first inning when Joseph seemed to be cruising there for the first 2 men?
Yeah, these first innings of a tournament and especially a World Series, you can just watch. It's getting out of the first is kind of a game plan going into this time of the year. You had 2 outs, nobody on. Gonzalez had flew out, and then just boom, boom, boom. I thought their approaches were set way before ours, and it was kind of flatter. Line drives, they fell in front of us or got in or sharp hits. It wasn't until we hooked it up there and Brody Moore got a backside hit, and then Bobby Peirce got the hit through the 6-hole where we looked like we were finally starting to flatten out. So it was either us late to our approach and them early to their approach. And is that because Joseph wasn't quite set? And was that Dylan's because he had his stuff set at the beginning of the game and then we started getting to him? It's kind of the $1,000,000 question. But I just thought their approaches created some fortune for them, whereas our approach wouldn't set up. I guess both teams struck out 13 times, I guess, in the ball game. But it just didn't seem like we were ever in a count. Bobby had mentioned him getting ahead. There was just not those big disadvantage counts for us to do damage. It seemed like the whole day we were trying to make contact more or less than trying to get into some advantageous situations, getting a leadoff man on, getting set for an inning. It just hadn't happened for us the last couple of games.
Okay, here in the back.
Coach, you're on the same lines of what I asked Bobby. Obviously, you're in your zone. You're focused on Johnny Kahn at ABC 3340 in Birmingham. My apologies. Coach, with Stanford, what they present as a challenge, how much Stanford baseball have you been able to watch this year, and just how good is that lineup?
Well, just over the last couple of years, very offensive ball club, And, we just went to Oregon State and Stanford kind of squeaked them out, so we know exactly what we're going to face. As far as like with the players and the scouting report and huddling and watching video and prepping, we've not done that. And we haven't done that all year. So the SEC teams are familiar, but we still have to do a lot of work on each team. And there's just no putting the cart before the horse. We left Carson Skipper in the ball game today for a reason. One, there's one day off, and then also the importance of a first game. You just look at the stats where it's a critical game, and these guys will keep playing and playing and playing, but a coach knows how important a game is. So I kept Carson in the game to try to see if we could get back and catch them late, which we could not. But I think 36 of the last 40 winners have won that first game, and only 4 out of 40 have lost the first game and come back. So it's a tall order, but that's what's good about the way the tournament's set up. We'll be able to meet as a staff, get into the guys, present something before practice, have a practice, come back, change your laundry out, get together, have another meal together, and then start charting on, who's the starting pitcher, what are the relief pieces that we expect to see, and really get into a scouting report. So once we did some things for a couple of days by not playing the first day here, we're kind of locked into the baseball mode of things now, and we'll spend a lot of time on Stanford tomorrow.
Okay, one last question, Mike.
I'm Mike LaPresti, NCAA.com. Butch, in the first 4 games of this World Series, the 4 lower-seeded teams not only won, but they never trailed. Does that sort of underline just how wide open this event is and how wide open the sport is in general, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I do agree with you. It's where that pitcher's at that day, how the thing gets started, and they scored 2 in the first. That's important. When it was 3-0, I really felt that it was important to be the next team to score. And Ole Miss was the one that scored 2 more runs, and so it never happened for us. But yeah, I do think it's wide open. I think every team here had to climb some type of mountain and have success to get here. I also think it's one of the best years that I can remember in college baseball. In year 30 and 20 years in the SEC, I just think the interest has continued to grow and is exciting, and I think that just puts more teams in play. And it's referenced out here that whoever gets up in this bracket here and gets those 1-0 games are going to be huge tomorrow. It sets them up pretty. But logically, you feel like most every team out here has a chance, and it's whoever kind of catches fire, and that's pretty quality across the board in this tournament.
Butch, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
And we'll see you Monday.
Thank you. Thank you.